have Madiha Shamim in this house. For people who don't know who Madiha Shamim is, she is one of the co-founders of HR Waste, which is a tech recruitment company. And they work by placing candidates across Pakistan, majorly in international startups all over the world. She has more than 1.3k people following her on LinkedIn and taking advice on professional terms on daily basis. Let's welcome her. Madiha, the floor is yours.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manahil, for such a nice introduction. I'm really excited to be back here. So I think let's just start with the presentation. So we chose with a very focused topic that's more based on LinkedIn, and I'll tell you why. So for today, we've chosen the topic LinkedIn and career building. That's because whenever we're looking for a candidate and we don't find it in our database, so LinkedIn is the only place that we have to go right away. When we're working in tech sector, so we cannot wait for 5 days, 6 days, 10 days to find a candidate. So what we have to do is, as recruiters, when we get requirements, we have to be really quick. Like people, the company owners, the CTOs, the engineering managers, they're literally texting us, we cannot sleep. We need this particular guy on board like yesterday. So technology crisis, since all of you understand, are so critical. So we have to find the right talent very quickly, and LinkedIn is the only platform I can literally reach you out by one instant messaging. But it also depends on your profile as well. Maybe I'm looking for an Android developer and you do not have a right profile built in, so I will never be able to reach you out because LinkedIn algorithm works on keywords. So yeah, so there are three very important things that helps you top on that particular search. Let's consider Android for this entire presentation. Let's say I'm looking for an Android developer, right? So your tagline should be related to an Android developer. That's mentioned top three basic things. So what your tagline could be is maybe you could tagline is something that's right beyond your name, below your name, and I can see it, read it even without opening your profile. So a recruiter nearly spends 30 seconds on one profile. So you don't have a lot of time. So a CTO or a CEO, they don't spend more than 30 seconds on a profile. So you have to go really quick. So tagline is something that engages them or motivates them to at least open your profile and do some basic searches in there. So tagline has to be very, very relevant of what you're looking for. So if you're a starter, you don't have much to, like, let's say, I'm going to give you a screenshot of my tagline. So my tagline is very straight and precise: hiring tech talent for 200 plus companies. It's right here, right below my name, right? So the people, the CTOs, CEOs, the company owners, and the job seekers, they can immediately understand that this is one person that can connect me to tech talent or that can connect me to tech jobs. So your tagline also has to be something very, very, very precise and not more than 5-6 words. So I see a lot of people, they have taglines of entire sentences, 2 sentences, 3 sentences. LinkedIn does give you that limit, but it's no use because only that particular 6-7 words shows up. For the rest, you still have to open the profile, and that's very uncertain. So for example, for an Android developer, you could write Android enthusiast or Flutter geek. Just claim something out of it, even if you're a novice. If you are experienced, like I see some people are experienced Android developers, so they usually mention app developer for an award-winning multinational, something like that, something that relates to an achievement. Or they could write Android app developer for app used by 200 million people, something that has an achievement to it. I know most of you could be starting early, so for now, even if you could mention Android developer with a knack of Flutter or something like that, that would work as long as it defines what you're looking for. Then a lot of people, developers, they have great LinkedIn profiles, but they actually miss GitHub and projects. And so when we're in tech, we don't care what English lines you've written in your resume or LinkedIn. GitHub and the project links speak for you, right? So if you have a great GitHub if you don't have, make one now. Start contributing even to open free sources. So I think most of you know the story of Aves. He contributed some code to NASA, right? And then NASA not only featured him, and then they tweeted about him in their official tweet that a developer from Pakistan contributed in the code of NASA. It all started through GitHub, and then right now he's in USA. So I think the MongoDB entire community called him. So it just turned things for him. So GitHub is a great community, and you should start exploring that. And then put up your live codes on GitHub. And then if you have small projects, freelance projects, even Fiverr projects, so LinkedIn has options of adding project links. Add some projects, even add your final year project, but add something that says that you have, I could evaluate your code quality or anything, right? And the third thing is achievements. So necessarily all of you couldn't be class toppers, that's for sure. So that doesn't matter. You could write about achievements of participation, even in the GDG, anything, participating in an event, attending an event. Write small things about how socially active you are. Share glimpses. Do free link. There are a lot of free LinkedIn courses, free LinkedIn assessments. Pass free LinkedIn assessments, and the badge will start appearing on your profile that this person has passed LinkedIn assessments for Node.js, React.js. So start building up achievements on your profile. One thing that we usually miss, especially the fresh people, is that they don't upload their resume on the document section. So right in the about section, right in this about section, we're gonna see the about section. Yeah, so you see this is the about section. Right here there is an option to upload a document. I didn't upload a document because I'm not looking for a job, but people should upload a document here. Okay, I like your profile, so I could immediately contact you, right? And even if you are not comfortable with uploading a resume, sometimes it happens that employers think, they even call you and say, why have you uploaded a resume, are you looking to switch? So sometimes it happens. So just keep your contact info updated. Always be open to opportunities. When somebody contacts you, listen to what they're offering. Sometimes you're not sure, it's okay, give the interview, and then you can let know them, this is not what I'm looking for. But at least be open to opportunities and listen to what's going on in the market, what's coming your way, what's your market worth. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview of how a nice profile looks like. So see, this is my tagline, hiring tech talent for 200 companies. It's straight on point, what I'm looking for, what I want people to recognize me for. So I have a lot of feature content because we do a lot of conferences every day, every week, and then we get a lot of features. But what I want to see you, any article that you publish on LinkedIn has free article publishing. You have any thoughts, any post that you do and you get a lot of comments on that, there is an option called feature, so you can click on that and it will give you feature on the top of my profile. Click on it, it will feature. It doesn't have to be anything good about you, it could simply be an opinion, a quote, but these could be reflective of what you think, what you spend your time on LinkedIn. So featured section should have 3 to 4 stuff about. Even you can feature anyone else stuff, but feature good things so I can know what kind of a person you are, what are your daily activities, where do you spend. Because when you go in job interviews, so they ask you, okay, what type of books you read, what type of articles you read. So this is a good reflection of what you do. Okay, then we have an about section. So about section, I see a lot of engineers, they just make it too tech too you know that I'm a technical recruiter. After these 4 years, now I understand technology, and also because I am also from an engineering background. But I don't think all of the recruiters understand a lot of the coding stuff that you add here. So keep it very simple and try to make a story out of it. See, mine is here story. So it's straight raising a bootstrap startup to Pakistan's number, and I simply wrote how we started HRWays, how it's going, what we do. That's it. Although LinkedIn gave me a 1,000 character limit, but we've not used it. We've barely used 200. So write a small, but always use this about, okay, what I've done and how let's say if you're an Android developer, so you just write about I did a great FYP, turned out great, so I realized my passion is and Android, and I started with Android. Right now I'm doing working on these projects, and this about should be updated every 3-4 months on new developments in your life. And then also write precise job descriptions. So sometimes some of you write a very lengthy job descriptions. So how your job description should be, should be usually 3 points. So the first point should write a mention on what currently are you doing. So you see, I have written helping more than 150 plus clientele in tech placements. You could maybe, if you're an Android developer, you could write currently working on 4 Android native applications using Android Studio, right? And then the next file, key tools use, you can add those. And in the same job description, you can also add links of the projects you're doing right now. So add those links also. Okay, but don't exceed more than 3 lines. Nobody has time to read. So add those keywords that you use a lot. Those sometimes also add industries in your work, like when requirements come to us, so people do say, okay, we want somebody who has made apps in e-commerce store, or who has made SaaS applications. So also mention industry. Okay, I've made banking applications, I've made SaaS applications, I've done e-commerce, I've done car hailing, I've done geolocation. So that is also one part of the requirement. So I also even included, even though I'm not a developer, but I also included the sectors include fintech, SaaS, PaaS, telemedicine, e-commerce, mobility, VES, right? Okay. Another thing is a lot of you miss recommendations. So recommendations are such a good thing. If I'm liking your profile and I'm having second thoughts, and if I read this recommendation, so my thoughts are gone. So this is something you could really work on, really work on. So this is not my profile, these are not my recommendations, this is profile of the Thomas guy. Just a second. Yes. So this is profile of the Thomas guy who works in Kareem. So I was seeing, and he has worked so good. So he is a designer at Kareem, and he got these design guys from all over the world. He encouraged them to put a recommendation for him, right? So what you could do, if you're in your internship, so you could ask your mentors, the CEOs, the CTOs, not the HR people, somebody technical. If you're an engineer, then somebody technical to come and put. If you have nobody, like you say, nobody's giving you a recommendation, okay, then ask even your colleagues, your fellow software engineers, to put up your recommendations on this. Okay, a lot of you guys also do not put a cover photo on LinkedIn. Cover photo on LinkedIn is very attractive, and put a cover photo that kind of color coordinates with your DP. So a cover photo that also defines your passion, right? So by passion, I mean it shouldn't be as fancy as Facebook, but it should maybe have a tech quote, something, or a sign. Let's say, since we're discussing Android developers, so let's say a sign of Android, and Android is like green color. So you could have a DP, and the background of the DP could be green. So just it's the aesthetic appeal of it. Entire profile becomes very nice, and since I'm spending 30-40 seconds there, so it makes more comfy and more color coordinated and gives an organized impression of you. So put a nice inspirational short quote type cover photo as well. Okay, and this may be to some of you are young, so this may not apply, but still, whenever you grow older, grow mature, and grow experienced, always define your career growth. So I see sometimes what people, once they were like HR executives, and then they become senior HR executives and whatever. So what they do is that they don't bother either upgrading their profile, or they just keep changing the designations. Don't do that. Start from an internship and then put up your career growth. So start from how, see, this person, a delivery hero, was a small intern, and then he became product manager, and then he became a product design manager, and then he went into Kareem, and then he remained a design manager, and then he became a lead, and then he became a head of design. So this growth is very important. when we are looking for somebody, so we companies always tell us that we want somebody who has grown into a role, evolved into a role, rather than switching jobs on the same role. So if we see that somebody was an intern and then he was this and then he became this in the same company, it is so good and it's such good quality of a profile than somebody who was a senior software engineer at one company and then he became a technical architect at another company. So even if you've got small promotions, just put them up and look at his career, look at his descriptions, just small descriptions. And he just said led product for consumer products, where we were building the simplest to pay someone, just very minimalistic, and it defines what you're doing. And it has some he didn't put any design stuff, but if you have links and they are okay to put up the links. Okay, so I think that's it from my side. And if you have any more questions, guys, please do ask questions.
One question is, if any developer who want to pursue future as open source, such like PHP developer and looking for a company like Google, so what is your opinion about that?
I tell you that right now we have got a lot of engineers hired in eBay, Emirates, and they are becoming more interested in hiring engineers from Pakistan, right? But at the same time, I see when requirements come to us, so PHP requirements are more coming from e-commerce companies and not companies like Google. So these people are more inclined towards hiring Python, Golang, big data, and to some extent Node and Java. That's the technologies that are popular in Fortune 500 companies or Forbes featured companies. So this sort of PHP is not very much popular abroad. It's popular in UAE and KSA. So the requirements that we actually get from for PHP, a lot are from UAE and KSA, not from Google type companies. So we have even done some hiring for Uber, the international unit, and although there also some usage of it, but we haven't got so much request on PHP.
We have another question.
Yes.
What skill you see the most in freshers?
I don't know why, but a lot of freshers make projects on C Sharp, C++, and their final year project is HR. Don't do that, guys. I think your final year projects should be on Python, Node, React one, because that's what market is looking for. And I think good communication skills are something that help you get the job. So developers, I don't know why, but I understand all type of engineers, they have some weak communication skills because maybe we're not very much taught about communication like the business people, MBA, BBA. So I think that's something we should work on our own. And I also see another question that I want to answer: React JS and React Native. Can we work on both at the same time? You definitely can. And if you do, then you would be such a hot seller in the market, because people love hiring one person who can do React JS and React Native both, because both are, one is done on web and one is done on mobile. So sometimes there's more work on web, sometimes there's more work on mobile. So it's, good for companies, it's cost saving for them, and it's a very nice career opportunity. There's one company I tell you in Lahore, it's called Blue East. So they have like 200, 300 plus engineers, and half of them are React Native plus React JS. It's such high demand high demand right now. So I think there's another from Osama Shahid. What about React JS in abroad? Yes, React JS in abroad is so much in demand. We are getting requirements from Germany and Bahrain. Everywhere React JS, Node.js is the future. React JS, Node.js, Golang, Python. If you know these, you're safe for next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so another questions. My question is: join LinkedIn now, any heated courses? Yes, I think a lot of free courses and LinkedIn assessments are available. And if not, so if you can afford, once you become a software engineer, I think you can definitely afford a premium LinkedIn. So you should have one. It costs 6-7 thousand rupee per month. And don't have it all the time, but when you think you're close, you've done 9 months, and the next 3 months you want to look for new jobs, put your LinkedIn on premium, and then just start doing the free courses, the free assessments. LinkedIn has entire Udemy type library, and it has so many free courses. And the good thing is they're very short, 3-4 hours courses. So once you do that, you also get a certificate and a badge on your LinkedIn to try doing maximum of those courses. Okay, and what are your thoughts on Flutter developers? Flutter developers are also very much in demand. We are not getting a lot of good quality Flutter developers right now in market. I don't know, because maybe Flutter is newer. It's just came, I think, 3-4 years back. So I think it's comparatively newer than React Native, but it's okay. I think we should keep working on it and we'll get good developers. But there are a lot of Flutter jobs. So if you know React Native and then you also learn Flutter, I think your 3-4 years are safe. Flutter is good, React Native is good, and Ionic is being used a lot with Angular right now in market. So these are three hybrid technologies that you should really know.
So I have one question, and that's the last one,
Yes.
Madiha.
Yes.
That is, if you receive an application through LinkedIn, so
Yes.
how do you review that application? Do you see the objective behind that? Do you see the experience, or do you see the achievements? What's the main thing that attracts you?
Right. So first of all, I see for what position have you applied? Have you applied for a junior position or a senior position? Let's say you applied for a senior position, 3-4 years experience. I posted for 3-4 years, and you're 2 years experience. So first thing, I'm gonna reach out to you and say, okay, it's not gonna be possible, but I have another opening for you for 2 years openings. Okay, let's say you say I'm interested for it. Then I'll see for 2 years I need, let's say, at least for 2 years we need at least 3 to 4 project links that you've done in these. So we'll ask for those project links, and then we will see what scale is that project. So by scale I mean when we hire for, let's say, Bikea or big companies, so they say we want people who have worked on products or projects that are used by millions of peoples. So have you worked on an application or a web product that is used by millions of people? If not millions, then thousands. If not thousands, then hundreds. Or what is it? It's just a small stuff which is still being developed. So we that gives what kind of exposure you have, right? So the more successful the app is, the good addition you've done to it. Then we talk to you, and then we ask you how confident. It's not just language. Are you confident with the database? Are you confident with MongoDB? Can you do the support skills as well? What support skills? Can you do unit testing? If you can do unit testing, what tools do you know? Do you know Selenium? Do you know JMeter? Do you know Cucumber? Do you know APM? So we understand, can you support your teams in unit testing as well? Can you support your team in SQA, or can you support your team in CI/CD, AWS, Azure? So apart from development, how good are you at the secondary roles, right? Because one is your primary coding skill, and then it's your secondary. So that's how it goes. But sometimes we have requirement कि बस कोड कर ले और सांस लेता हो तो हो जाता है काम. इट्स जस्ट कि कितना अच्छा आप चाह रहे हैं, तो ये है. अगर थोड़ा सा भी आता है तो हो जाता है. ये आईटी में अभी इतना अच्छा एरा चल रहा है माशाल्लाह से पाकिस्तान में, कि थोड़ा सा भी काम आता है तो जॉब लग जाती है. बस ये कि बहुत ज़्यादा काम आता है तो बहुत अच्छी पेमेंट. मुझे लगता है सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स की जितनी सैलरी है किसी की भी इतनी नहीं होती. हम तो देख रहे होते हैं. हमारे बाहर जॉब लग जाए ना कैंडिडेट की, तो $4,000-5,000 जो है वो 3-4 साल के बंदे का बिल्कुल नॉर्मल है. एंड इट्स लाइक 8-9 लाख रुपए. इट्स विदाउट टैक्स डिडक्शन, क्योंकि बाहर बाहर वाले पैसों पे टैक्स भी एग्जेम्प्टेड है. तो इट्स वेरी गुड. आपको बस शुरू के कुछ साल आपने देखने में अच्छे से निकालने, एंड देन यू विल बी देयर आफ्टर 3 years. Thank you guys. It was so nice getting in touch with you all. Thank you.